What is up, you bushy boys and girls? It is your boy Bush back at it again with another dang bushy fitness vid. I know it's been like 10 days, 2 weeks maybe. That's because your boy Bush, I don't know if you can hear my voice right now. I've been a little bit sick, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but it's definitely been hard to try to record content and put that out there. Of course, my gym progress surprisingly hasn't been affected much. It is just very hard to push through, especially like those top sets. Really just finding the energy to grow my muscles. Advice when you're sick, make sure your vitamin C intake is way the frick up. Like, I was eating an orange about every single day. I've been taking cough drops that have vitamin C, Dayquil, NyQuil, you name it. Your boy Bush has been drugged out. But hopefully, this next week, this next Sunday to Saturday, I will feel much better. Trying to be more consistent, getting those 2 uploads out a week. But before I get too far into it, no, I'm not going to plug my lame socials yet. The topic I'm going to be talking about is cardio and how it is, instead of just a fat burner, getting that fat lower and lower, helping your overall heart. That is the most important muscle in your body, helping you live longer and, of course, helping you be your best average Bush. Okay, here we go. Now follow the TikTok, Instagram. Editor Bush has finally edited that dang display of the 2 pages there. Give those a follow. TikTok, we're on the road to 300. Instagram, we're on the road to 100, and YouTube, I am approaching that 6.91K, extra 10. Definitely makes a big difference. But you almost have like 7,000 subscribers. Why would you give a dang hoot if you're getting 10 more? Well, I don't know if you just got to this channel, but I really blew up from a viral video. Probably should mention it, or it'll get demonetized for sure. Possibly get me canceled. But ever since that day, that fame, your boy Bush has really been into bodybuilding and kind of transferred his content over to being healthier, happier, really centering around bodybuilding style training, because that is what I do. And I say be your best average Bush because the people you see online, they're the poop. Be scrolling through, on social media, which I try not to do a lot unless it's like late at night. I'm just looking for something to have a good laugh at, because that really takes a lot of the productivity out of your day. I'm trying to, of course, make content, study to be a personal trainer, and then link that with this channel and help you guys with kind of my coaching is my idea. Nutrition too. Well, I'm not as much of an expert on that. I'm more of into the resistance training and cardiovascular training side. I think it's very important for people to exercise. Even if it's once a week, just go out and do something. Go out on a hike, play a sport, just do a fun activity with your friends. That'll definitely make it a lot more motivating to keep going. Because we're not just trying to create good habits to be your best average Bush. We're trying to do it for life, like your whole dang bushy life, not just me at 25 right now and whenever I stop doing bodybuilding. Oh my goodness, that is way far in advance. I am trying to just find something I really enjoy. Like, biking for me is my go-to cardio. Just biking around the neighborhood. I am getting some fresh air that way, some good vitamin D from the sun, and really just getting out and about instead of sitting on my rump all day. Now we'll get into reasons of why you should be doing cardio or cardiovascular training. And that is because if you're trying to lose weight, which most people do cardio for that reason only, it burns more calories than lifting weights. Just think about it. You're going for a more consistent time with weights. You have your sets, reps, you get a rest in between, unless you're going extremely heavy, which you cannot do an entire workout. That'll be way too taxing on your CNS, or your central nervous system, which is your brain and spinal cord. So those things are pretty important. Different ways you can do cardio, if you don't want to do biking, is the treadmill, the elliptical, the Stairmaster, rowing, anything that gets you in that zone 2 heart rate. And I will talk about that. So Bush, how do I find my zone 2 heart rate? And I would say that is roughly, for the average Bush, that's around 125 to 130 beats per minute. For me, it is 127, so I try to stay in that range. When doing my biking, sometimes it gets a little high, like in the 140s, but having that heart rate higher, of course, is going to burn more calories, but that is where we're getting the health advantage of helping our heart get used to that kind of activity, and then over time, just building up and up, progressive overload, kind of like the gym, but as another way to progress. And of course, you want to do both, but don't go too extreme in one and not the other. Like running, you are not really going to be able to sustain unless you want to separate that out. And I made a recent short, it's called Running and Lifting. Go check that out if you want more on if you can run and lift weights, which obviously you can do both. One thing, I take a dip. Just keep that in mind. Back to zone 2. So the formula I use to find my 127 is 220 minus your age, and I am 25, which is not old, by the way. So 195, and then take that 60 to 70% of that, and I found that 127 number just met in the middle with that 65% heart rate. Of course, I want to try to be on the higher end, at least towards the end of my bike ride. But yeah, pretty simple. Nothing too hard, nothing too light. You want to challenge yourself a little bit. You also don't want to be so tired that you can't do the cardio again for weeks, get discouraged, and just give up, push it all to the side. Kind of like weights. People go way too heavy the first day. They could maybe continue about a week, and then 2-3 weeks later, they just give up on the gym completely. And that is kind of what the New Year's resolution is, but Bush, we're in May, forget it. Of course, if you are on the heavier side, especially body fat, you want to aim for a high zone 1 of cardio. So I'd say around 110 beats per minute. Of course, it depends who you are. That is what is so great and annoying about fitness, is things are different for everybody, especially diet. How many calories to put into your dang body? It's different for everybody. I hope you Bushes enjoyed my tips and advice. Of course, that's one of my favorite sayings. Again, sorry I can't speak louder. Do the dang. What is up, you? But I can't. I'm definitely looking a lot better in the mirror, at least. Better for myself. Trying to get leaner that way when I want to compete again, which is not going to be this year. I just want to maintain around there, and that way it'll be easier when I have to cut all my calories down and compete again. I want to do 2 shows, even though they're kind of separated out, which is gonna suck. I'm really looking forward to it. Just seeing the best Bush that I can be, not the best average Bush. I want to try to win that dang Men's Physique Natural Pro card. I'm excited to do that again. I low-key want to do like a basketball league this winter, but that involves running, and I don't like running, so that's kind of an L. So anyways, guys, again, thanks for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Go to background. I should probably put something on the wall. I always get ADD when I do these outros. Hell, my water make that damn noise. Anyways, guys, I'll see you Bushes later.